tent that you're going to see out here is used as a classroom.
God bless Kenya. Sasa wanafanyanga nini na hizo pesa zote? Kwa sababu sasa wamejiongezea imekuwa 200 million. Lakini wajua today I was speaking about it. Kasarani cannot get the same amount of money as a constituency in Kenya that has 11,000 people. Kasarani has a population of over 400,000. All right? So when we give Kasarani 200 million and we give a constituency with 11,000 people the same amount of money, you know, there are many considerations, because I know that there are certain places where, like Isiolo, where the land is so vast and the communities are in different places, so you've got to have facilities everywhere. I can understand that. But I think we really need to push for one man, one vote, one shilling, so that we can make sure that schools like this, I mean, if the Kasarani MP were to get money based on how much you're giving 11,000, a population of 11,000, he would get a lot of money, over $1 billion, and then you would have classrooms. And then, you know, one of the things that I also feel is we need to set a standard on how we build classrooms. We can't be building, Nairobi is going to have 50 million people in the future. So right now we have what, 5-6 million? But we're building schools like will be 5 million people forever. You know, so we have to start building schools that are stories. Yeah, we have to. So we have to start having, we have to have that public works ministry come up with a standardized design for schools. You know, I feel that everybody decides what kind of school they're going to build, what kind of design, and it's really haphazard.
It's determined by the money.
Yeah, I know, but no, even if you don't have enough money, right? I think we need to make sure that we stick with the standard. So you'd rather build 2 classrooms than build 10, and then your land is utilized badly, and then you cannot accommodate the future. So this is secondary, and you've got the primary on the other side. Yeah,
Coming up.
So within this compound, and you've got an ECD as well.
This land was 12 acres, so it was a
cut off.
2 acres were cut off for a primary school. It's yet to come up. Yes, it has not come up yet.
All right.
It is a proposal.
Okay, and then what about the ECD?
They'll be together.
Oh, so right now you don't have an ECD?
No.
And so that means there must be some challenges around the area for some of the students and families.
Yes.
And then, you know, proximity is everything, cost of transportation is expensive. Yeah, so we need to figure all this out. I'm going to get hold of the CS of education and tell him I need to take him round. And this is going to be one of the stops I'm going to make with him.
Thank you.
I know that there's 53 million that all the MPs are going to get under the 1 billion shilling project pledge for Nairobi for classrooms. But then, you know, so this one, the foundation is set to go up.
Several floors.
Yes, it is. It's set, yeah, and that's good. That's good. All right, yeah, so let's meet the girls and then plant the trees, and then I can get on with it. You know, we've got parliamentary sitting today.
Yeah.
And I've just taken off to come and do this. Robert, Kadiango? Where's Robert? Where's Robert with my car? Oh.
They're still waiting to see for you.
Okay, yeah, so I'm going to go and start there. Yes. Then I'll come back. Go and see my bodyguard. The thing is in that car, the back next room. I think it's here.
Thank you, my dear.
And then text me. What's your name? Eunice. How did you perform last year?
We got 3.0 something.
Out of 10.
Yes, out of 12.
What are we going to do about improving the performance?
That's what we are trying to do now.
Tunaanza kwa nyuma. Nianze vizuri.
Extra teaching.
Karibuni wageni wetu, sisi twasema karibuni. Karibu mgeni wetu, sisi twasema karibu. Karibu mgeni wetu, sisi twasema pole kwenye safari yenye milima na mabonde. Takupa pole kwenye safari yenye milima na mabonde. Karibu shuleni wetu, sisi twasema karibuni. Karibu shuleni wetu, sisi twasema karibu. Tawapa pole.
Thank you. Let's do a group photo. Yes. So we stand here. Do a group photo. Everybody is seeing the camera? Yes. All right. So which camera? Oh, top one. All right. All right. So we're looking at Prince. There. All right. He's a prince without a kingdom. All right. So we're looking at him. All right, Prince. You ready? Okay, so thank you for the song. You all have amazing voices. Right? And thank you for welcoming me to your school. All right? And, you know, I once was in uniform like you. And I think we also wore blue because my school was Star of the Sea in Mombasa. And we wore blue skirts, I remember. What I can tell you is that you're here to study. All right?
Yes.
The school has a problem in the sense that it still hasn't been able to get the students to that level that you need to be to excel. All right?
Yes.
But that's something that we can work on. And your headmistress has told me that they're absolutely committed to make sure that this year your performance as a school will be much, much better.
Yes.
All right? Okay? But that she can't do on her own. She needs all of you to do something about your academics. All right?
Yes.
That means you have to study very hard. Now, you know, I was in St. Patrick's yesterday or the day before, I can't remember. And St. Patrick's school, the Form 4s actually came to me and said, you know what, we don't have books. All right? The students were actually asking me that they don't have books for revision. And, you know, I've realized that we have a crisis because how are you expecting somebody to sit an exam and perform and they don't have books? All right? To study. So, and then the parents are also challenged. All right? So now, how many of you, raise your hands up if you are coming from a family of 5 children. Five children.
Raise up your hands.
Your family of 5 children? Wow. Okay. All right. So what we're going to do now, because you welcomed me and you were the team selected to welcome me, I started talking to you. So what we're going to do is we're going to go and join the others who are waiting and they're feeling jealous that I started talking to you. So we're going to go there and team up together so we can have a nice conversation together. And then we're here because today is
World Environment Day.
You don't know? World Environment Day.
Yes.
All right, let's go. Let's go join with the others. Hi. Aya, fanya kazi yako. All right, we need to come closer, yeah? Let's come closer. That much. All right, let's make a square. Let's make a square. This guy, go this side, we make a square. Go, we make a square. And this side, we make a square. Go. And then the rest. We're making a square, all right? Not an oval. We're making not a semicircle, a square. That means you got to be straight, and then you got to come. Yeah. No, I want you to move back. I don't want a semicircle. Move back. Move backwards. All right? Let's move backwards. Behind. Whew. Let me leave you to the teacher, your head teacher first. Let her speak to you and then I'll speak to you.
Thank you so much. So Mheshimiwa and all our guests gathered here this afternoon. My students, we are so privileged to have a guest like no other who has visited our school. Aren't we honored?
Yes.
Sunday like no other. It's the first time it's happening since I joined the the school in 2022. So we are very, very grateful. Mheshimiwa is here to say hi to us and to talk to us and encourage us. She has already started when we were with the others. So amekuja ili atuzungumzie, atupatie motisha ya kufanya vizuri. As you have seen, we are a bit disadvantaged as a school, but we are trying our best. We also didn't have books. We just received our textbooks this year. Otherwise, we just had like a copy for the teachers in classes. But now we have several books, at least one per every 5-6 girls. One book at least. We can now read. The teachers can now give assignments. Previously, it wasn't really possible. We are challenged because, as you can see, now we are numbering 295, 300 girls. But the classrooms have remained just these few that you can see, and one of them was already converted into the staff room. So we only have 5. We in Form 4 and Form 2 we have 73 each, while Form 1s we have 45, 46 per class. The Form 3s are about 58. 58 is what we have in the enrollment. So it's a disadvantaged school. What you can see here is not a tent, it's a classroom for the optional subjects. So we are quite disadvantaged. I wish one of our girls can also talk. Yes. We shall welcome you to come and tell Mheshimiwa something on behalf of the students. So the teachers are very positive, you've seen them, and very young and vibrant, as you've seen. Other than Madam Deputy and I, the rest of them are quite young. They are our children.
So are they all provided for by
Teacher Service Commission, except 2 that have been employed by the school. The parents are also quite challenged in paying the levies, so that's another challenge, which makes the school probably not perform as well, because they have to keep going home. Thank you so much. So this is Ali Blessed, a Form 4 student. She's going to talk on your behalf, to Mheshimiwa. Yes. Thank you, and karibu.
Thank you. Our Nairobi Women's Representative, Honorable Esther Passaris, our esteemed guest, the Principal, Deputy Principal, teachers and my fellow students, good afternoon. Good afternoon. So first and foremost, I wish to extend my sincerest gratitude to Honorable Esther Passaris and her team for making the time to be here today. We are humbled and honored to have you in our presence today. Secondly, on behalf of all 296 students of Nile Road Secondary School, I would like to convey our deepest thanks for your very kind donation for sanitary towels. This generosity gesture goes a long way into easing our minds and enhancing our focus on our studies without the financial burden of purchasing sanitary towels for our students, many of whom come from vulnerable backgrounds, receive our utmost appreciation. We would humbly request your office to aid in the construction of additional washrooms and a library, which will help to enhance sanitization and learning experiences together. Thirdly, as we scan our vicinity, you will realize our school is too much exposed to the surrounding community, which as girls leave us vulnerable to emerging social evils such as rape and exposure to drug abuse. We therefore sincerely hope your office will look into the matter and construct a school fence. Lastly, in your presence are many aspiring lawmakers, and as their days goes, educate a woman and change an entire society. A trip to Parliament, sponsored by our Honorable Esther Passaris, will strongly ignite our passion and motivation to one day become our country's leaders and champion the rights of women and girls everywhere. Thank you for carrying out this tree planting exercise in our school and the poignant reminder to take care of our environment and the surrounding. To sum up, we again sincerely thank you for your presence today. We are inspired to see a woman lead so bravely from the front and accomplish the feats that you have. You are always welcome to Nile Road Secondary School. Our doors will always be open to usher you in. God bless you and may God bless our school. Thank you.
And did you write this yourself?
Yes.
You know, I need to get handwriting classes from her. Her handwriting is so beautiful. Mine is so horrible. Honestly. And if you're struggling with handwriting, you need to see her. because her handwriting is almost like it's printed. All right, very, very beautiful handwriting. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
Okay. Yes. Yes, absolutely.
Mwalimu, on behalf of the teachers.
Honorable Passaris, our women rep, the guests, and all the students, good afternoon. My name is Mr. Gabriel Osore. On behalf of the teachers of Nile Road, I want to take this opportunity to welcome you to Nile Road. We are very much grateful. I personally follow you a lot, especially on matters parliament, and I want to say that you work so well in especially articulating matters to do with girl child. So keep up the good job. From our end as teachers, we only have one request. You realize that we are using one of the classrooms as the school staff room and administration for that matter. In fact, our principal, whatever she's using as the office, is actually under the staircase. So we are appealing to you and your office that you at least support us have an ultra-modern staff room. And besides that, at least a modern washroom, because whatever we are using from the other end is a students' abolition block. So we are kind of sharing the abolition block with the students. So with those few remarks, thank you very much and may God bless you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, our Nairobi County Women Rep. Thank you so much for being here. And I believe that we are all encouraged when we see a woman who is really a leader. Yes. Aren't we encouraged? Yes. Are we encouraged? Yes. And I feel, madam, that whatever you have done today, it will go a long way to the lives of these dear children. Most of them are very vulnerable. Most of them pass through our office because of lacking one thing and the other. Like the other time that when we had floods, madam, this area is badly affected by floods. And most of these girls that you see here, most of them lost books, lost their clothing, lost nearly everything. So for you being here, it is an honor. And thank you so much because of coming and even the impact that you are bringing to our area. Once again, thank you, madam.
I don't even know where to start. It's a lot. Thank you so much for the warm welcome. And I want to say thank you to Tabitha. So as the woman representative, I'm the patron of a fund, and the fund is called the National Government Affirmative Action Fund, which is NGAF in abbreviation. And in every constituency we have a representative, all right? Somebody who is from the community. Tabitha here was an aspirant for MP, right, through the Wiper Party, and I met her during campaigns. And when I was looking for somebody to represent me in Kasarani, I chose her because she's an aspiring woman leader, and I wanted her to be able to still keep connected with her ground. And I said, I want to spend World Environment Day in Kasarani, and I have a few projects that I want to deliver in Kasarani. Today we have a sitting in Parliament, so I went in the morning, did my thing, and then went off, had a meeting with somebody who reached out to me on social media wanting help for his sister to go back to school. All right, and I finished with that, and then I drove here. So I'm sorry for those of you who waited in the sun for a long time. I'd like to say that you probably got your vitamin D or a bit of sunburn. All right, so I'm really apologetic about that. You know, it's the distance between the two, and the traffic was almost an hour and a half. Nairobi is massive. So this is Tabitha. Let me let her say something, and then introduce her fellow colleague and which constituency she comes from, and then the chair. We've got three, you know, because we're planting trees today, we've got a project to plant trees, and we don't plant just normal trees, we plant fruit trees. So how many fruit trees did you bring here? 50. Yes. So we're giving different schools 50-50, all right? And we've brought fruit trees. I don't know if you know which fruit trees you brought. Is Renzo around? Renzo's around, he's planting? Okay, great. So, Sabitha.
Habari zenyu wote. Tusalimiane hivi. Asanteni sana wasichana wangu. Mimi yangu ni kusema asanti. Tunajuana na nyinyi. Nimekuja tena na tena, si ndio? Sasa leo nikukaribisha mheshimiwa. Siwezi kuongea sana sababu yeye ni mkubwa wangu, lakini mheshimiwa, mimi nataka kusema hao wasichana wetu wa Kasarani, shida yao kubwa hapa umeelezewa na nimekuwa hapa, wameandika mpaka proposal ya borehole. Shida yao kubwa ni maji. Wakati nimekuja, there is a time tulikuja hapa na bwana chief, hata tulihave kutafuta lori ndio iwasaidie na maji. So najua mwalimu mkuu amesahau, but ningekuomba kwa ofisi yako, wakati tutakuwa hiyo nafasi ya kuchimba borehole, to consider hii shule ikuwe namba 1, sababu kama wasichana hawa wanaumia sana. Sasa niongea zaidi na wenzangu. Sema tu jina yako na kwenye unatoka.
Hi. Hi. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Women power.
Aye.
Women power. Who is standing before you? And you are girls. Women power. Women power. Ama sivyo tungare madem.
You haven't said who you are in the constituency.
I'm Selmo Kumu, Embakasi East. I also vied. Mama alisahau kusema hiyo. Nilivai na bado nitavai. So mimi ni kiongozi. Karibu.
And she's expectant.
Yes, I am expectant. I'm a happy mother.
Habari zenu? Tumefurahi kukuja kwa hii shule yenu, tumeona mko smart. Mimi naitwa Eric Owino. Mimi na represent mama kwa Embakasi West constituency. Asanteni sana.
Sababu chairman akiongea sitarudi, nataka tutumpigie mama ile makofi yetu, tutapiga hivi tunaenda rasha, mvua inakuwa kubwa tunampatia. Haya 1 2 3, haya mvua inyeshe.
Jambo, good afternoon. My name is Jared Aminga. I'm the chairman for the fund, and we're happy to join you for the World Environment Day. Asante.
And you represent?
I represent Embakasi South.
Okay, so we have the chair and a vice chair. The chair is from Embakasi South, and a man, and the vice chair is a woman called Cecilia from Makadara. Okay, so what I want to say, head teacher, Eunice, okay? One of the biggest challenges we have is not knowing our constitution and what each person can do, all right? So as a member of parliament, right, as a county member of parliament, I run the National Government Affirmative Action Fund, all right? So we don't have any money for construction of classrooms. We don't have any money for putting walls in schools or even building toilets. We actually are distributing this year, and the sanitary towels have been bought already. Did you bring sanitary towels from Gulf? Yeah, you brought 500?
Yeah.
Okay, so what we did is, because the government was taking too long to deliver the sanitary towels, but they are now all at the county commissioner's offices, we decided to buy some so that when we meet our girls, we make sure we give you something, okay? So that's why we bought some, and so we brought that. We also do bursaries, all right? But bursaries, the woman representative has about 1.6 million for bursaries a year, all right? Per constituency. Your area MP has over 60 million, right? So he has more, and I tell you why they have more, is because the men are the majority, all right? And they really, really make sure, out of the 290 seats, right? We have only 28 women. We had 29, which was 10% for the first time ever. And then Ellis Wahome went to become CS. When the elections happened, it went to a man. So the problem we're having right now is that we have very few women in parliament. We've not attained not more than 2/3 of one gender. It's the only part of the constitution that was not implemented, okay? So I want somebody to tell me, when did the new constitution come in? Which year? 2010, fantastic, all right? You need to know these things, huh? Okay, I hear some of you want to come to parliament, and we will make an arrangement with your head teacher Eunice, Mrs. Eunice, to actually bring you to parliament so you can have a look if you want to be legislators. But let me tell you something, you've got to study harder, all right? You've got to study really hard. And then on your way, because it's a day school, on your way to and from school, right, there'll be lots of boys who are going to like, hi, I like you, beautiful. What? You have to shut your ears, shut your eyes, and go home, all right? Yes. yesterday I had Huruma Girls Secondary in Parliament, and I met them, and I told them that I don't even remember my childhood sweetheart. You know, the boy in school who used to try and tune me. I don't even remember his name. I don't even know where he is. You never remember your childhood sweetheart, all right? So he might be sweet right now, but the only thing he will do for you, right, is to break your heart, give you mental health and depression, make you a single mother, and most likely give you HIV. All right? So you have to make sure that you remember that you have to study hard. The government is doing a lot. This was built by Mercy Gakuya, your previous MP, in 2018, right? With CDF. All right? Well, I'm going to speak to Ronald Karauli and see if he can do some allocation to at least finish some more classrooms here and give the administration a block. See whether we can have more toilets for the girls. The borehole, I will go to Earthy Water and see if they can come and sink a borehole for you. All right, I worked with them in the last parliament and we sunk a borehole or repaired a borehole at Langata Women's Prison. So we need a lot of resources to do all this. And that's why you can see right now there's a lot of conversation about taxation. Because governments, a parliament makes budgets, okay? We basically get the budgets from everybody, we put them together through the budget committee, and then we table it. So if the budget is very high, then we need to tax higher so that we can meet the expenses, all right? And we actually had to make a cut from last year's budget in our supplementary, right? Because we didn't raise enough money, all right? Because the economy is depressed, there are wars that happen around us or far from us, and they affect all of us, all right? But I think we have a president who's working tirelessly. I mean, right now he's in Korea. Last week 2 weeks ago, he was in America. He's looking for ways we can get partnerships, money, grants, aid, and people who can do things for us. But when you borrow money, it's very expensive, and we don't want to borrow money. So we're looking for goodwill from the global, they call them the global north. We are the global south, all right? So we are actually suffering, all right? And we also are suffering from climate change. Okay, we have the least emissions, but we suffer the most. That's why we have drought, we have floods, all right, and that's why we need to plant trees. So as Nairobi Ngaf, we decided we're not going to plant ordinary trees, we're going to plant fruit trees. So when we plant a tree and it grows, and we're giving you grafted trees, we even got an agronomist as a consultant to be able to help us do it correctly. When we plant the trees, we're hoping that in the future, it's going to give you fruits. Okay, and if it doesn't give you, it will give the next classes. All right. So the thing I want to tell you is, you're here. This is the school that you are, and the school's performance has not been something that will make me very happy. All right, but that doesn't mean that you can't make that change. All right, we could aim. Do you have a target? Do you have a target for this year? What's your target? You can't jump from 3.8 to 8, but let's be realistic. 6, 5, 4. What? 6. So, you know what? You have to sell the target. And I think you should talk to the Buruburu Girls Secondary School. They have got this psych, you know, they've got this psych. They've got this attitude, all right, of winning and succeeding and excelling. And they plant it into their heads. You know, you are what you are and what you think about all day long. If you think you're failures, you will be failures. If you think you're successful, you will be successful. Dreams have to be realistic, all right? Because you have to chant them with faith. So I want you to sit together, especially the Form 4s. The Form 4s have got the biggest task right now to deliver a good grade. Form 3s, if Form 4s tell you that they want to deliver 4 or 5, you have to say we want to deliver 6 or 7. The next class, Form 2, we want Form 3. Form 3 will be the next class. Form 2 will say we want to deliver 7. Form 1s, we want to deliver 8. Are we together? So you have to have this vibe that swings around the school. And I think you need to have an exchange where they can take a drive to Buruburu Girls Secondary and to understand how they've come up with this psych. You've got to believe it here. You've got to want it badly. You've got to want success, all right? And when you get success, you will make a difference. You know, when I hear that you come from very vulnerable families, all right? Our president also came from a vulnerable family. My party leader, Raila Odinga, also came from a vulnerable family. Nobody starts rich. My father's first salary was less than 1,000 shillings. But he had a wife, he had children, he took us to school. But at that time, 1,000 shillings was worth a lot, okay? You could pay your rent, for 100 food, you could buy medicine, but the value of money is lost. And right now, 1,000 shillings then is probably 100,000 today. And it's tough, okay? So don't make it tougher for your parents by getting pregnant. Do you know when I met the president with all the other women reps, what he told us? Please tell my girls, I don't want them to get pregnant in school. We're investing for them to study. We're sending them teachers. We're building them classrooms, all right? We want them to study so that they can make a difference to this country of ours. One of you might be the scientist that will develop something that will make this country become better. One of you might be the engineer that will develop something for this country as well. All right. One of you might be a brilliant teacher that will take this school to 10. All right. So, you know, this is life. You give back. All right. So please don't focus on boys, focus on books. All right. The B boys out. The B books in. That's the in thing. When you see a boy and he's trying to tune you, just say, hey, I got my books. All right? And you know your looks, you don't need a boy to tell you you're beautiful. You have mirrors at home? Yes. When you look in the mirror, just say, I am beautiful. Yes. Ukitoka unajua you're beautiful. Yes. Ukimkuta njiani akwambia you're beautiful, I know, and you walk. Okay? Not uanze kutetemeka ati, oh, ameniambia ni beautiful. Alafu ukikuja shuleni badala kusema jana nilisoma hii kitabu na nikaelimisha hapa nikasolve hii puzzle au nisaidie hapa, unamwambia kuna kijana ameniambia ako kwa boda ameniambia mimi ni beautiful. Anakudanganya ili akuchafue na kuharibia maisha. And that's why Nairobi kila mmoja ni single mother. Single mother, wanaume hawako. So we want quality men, and we need to work on the boy child because he's become very, very negligent. All right? He's not responsible anymore. All right? He's actually just impregnating girls and leaving. And going on and on and on. All right? You will drop out of school. You will have a baby. You will have depression. You will struggle. You will make your parents struggle even more. So focus on your books, not boys. Okay? Focus on getting the school to have a name. That one day, everybody in this neighborhood will be fighting to get into this school. All right? Because I can see the numbers in your Form 1 are quite down. And you know why they're down? Because of performance. Parents want their children to go to good schools that are good. All right? So your parents have brought you here. Form 4, you got to do this. All right? You got to take a few students from Form 4, a few students from Form 3. I don't even mind financing you to make that tour. And a few from Form 2, a few from Form 1. Let them understand the psyche of Buruburu girls. Because that psyche is what you need. And you come back here and you create your own vision, your own dream, and you run with it. And when you do your assembly in the morning, Form 4s will come and say what their vision is and what their dream is and what their name is. Form 3s will say theirs, and you will hand over to the next one. So you don't let them down. Have a realistic dream and work hard for it. Now, Teacher Eunice, I want to ask you something. When the Form 4s leave, they have books. Yes, they have books, and they have uniforms. I think we need to have a system where we talk to the parents, because some of them might have arrears, all right? And we put a value to the uniforms, and we put a value to the books, and you give a credit. You give a credit to the fees, arrears, and then you make sure that if students come here, they don't have to go through the expense of buying new. You know, we need to be able to recycle. The biggest problem is the challenge of buying school uniform is now the problem why students do not have books. So if you have a system of taking the clothes and then having them washed and whatever, taking the books, and then you tell the parents, we've got this is what we need, and you buy it collectively. All right? I really think we have to find a way to make the cost of education cheaper. And I feel that these uniforms will end up at home, nobody's going to wear them, and then the new students are going to buy new uniforms, very expensive. All right? So, you know, they say that most schools, they are the ones who own these school shops. Tafadhali, tujaribu sana to save the parents the money. Because I find 30,000 for a child to go to school, uniforms, shoes, what is too much. And I'm happy that here you don't have too many things. I hope I want blazers. Hii temperatures here, blazers. Sweater inatosha, enough. Okay, you don't need blazers. Huh? You just need sweaters. And you're fine. Now we have to try and make the cost of education low. So you've planted the trees? We're going to go and plant. All right, so we're going to plant these trees. But remember, a tree needs to be nurtured just like a baby. Okay? and a tree needs to be talked to. Okay? So when you go in the morning and you fix the soil around the tree and you put some water, okay? You also say, God, help this tree grow beautifully so that it can give us fruits tomorrow. Okay? And you also talk to the tree, okay? Because it's a living thing, okay? So that the tree can hear that you have love for it. Touch the leaves, understand that this is a lemon tree, this is a mango tree, this is an avocado tree. Educate yourselves, all right? Okay? And then when you get pocket money from mom, all right? If you get any pocket money, save a little bit so you can buy a seedling, all right? And then you bring your own seedling to the school to plant it here. Are we together? All right? So life is hard. I'm not going to stand here and tell you it's been easy. It's not easy. But where there is a will, there is a way. Okay? And between your ears, all of you have a brain. And the size of everyone's brain is the same. All right? So it's a question of how much hard work, discipline, faith, all right, you're going to have. All right? So have big dreams. You saw Lupita Nyong'o when she won the Oscar. What did she say? Dreams are valid. All right? So have a good dream. All right? And work hard to back that dream. Because there's no point in talking about a big dream and then you don't put in the work. You have to put in the work. Okay? So I'll be here again and again and again. Because I want to make sure that this school gets into the map of the best day school. All right? In this area. Each and every one of you has a role to play. Are we together? So I'll take 2 questions before we go and plant the trees. Any 2 questions? No questions? Question? If you have a question, you can raise your hand. Yeah. Yes, my darling. Don't hesitate. Now you're looking behind and I thought you'd ask me a question. Okay, I'm going to pick 2 people to ask me a question. Come here. You. Yes, you. Come here. Confidence Day. Come here. Yes, come here. You're going to ask me a question. Hey, don't go behind. That's one who's going behind. Come here. Kuja, the one with an afro. Kuja. I'll come and get you from there. You're going to ask me a question. I'm coming for you. New York, Ume. I have. You know, if you want to be a politician, you're going to have to be bold. So I want you to introduce your name, introduce yourself, tell me which form you are. I want to hear your voice. So I want to hear you. And then you tell me how old you are or how young you are. I'm 60 this year. Looking hot, huh?
Yes.
Okay. All right, so tell me your name.
My name is Nambura Natasha. I'm from One North. And Madam, can I ask you this? Can our school Nile girls benefit from your bursaries?
Yes. Yes, it can. What I want to do, head teacher, what I want to do, first of all, she gets a bursary. Tabitha? Tabitha, all right, she gets a bursary, all right? And I want you to look at the Form 4s, yes, all right? Because I don't want any child sent home. You know, you actually mess up. The academics of this school, if the school wants this school to perform, never send a child home because of fees. Because when you send them home because of fees, they miss classes. And when they miss classes, they cannot make up those subjects. So you're the one who's angushaing your grades down. Yes. Now, I want you to go back home. Huh? You see that the school also has to make sure you eat. Si munapata additional whatever from the county. Amopati? Kwa nini? Only primary, Alicia secondary? Aya, sawa. So now let me tell you something. So you feed the kids here. Yes. And you have 2 teachers. Ask TSC to give you more teachers so you don't have teachers to pay. Bursaries, what I want, don't send children home. Okay, first of all, we're going to have to make that an offense to send children home. But children, I want you to go home and tell your mom, Mom, Dad, our school needs money. All right? We're already 5 children. Please, breaks. No more children. Okay. Don't say Mama County. Pasaris alikuja akasema kwa sababu maisha imekuwa ngumu. Yeye amezaa wawili, mami uko na watano, uko na 4, uko na 3. Na wajua walimu sasa wanataka fees, wanaturudisha nyumbani, atusomi, tunaanguka na tunataka kuchange maisha yetu. So you know mom, tunataka kuzungumza vizuri. And before you go and say to mom, pray, ask God to give you the strength and the wisdom to say the right words. But let me tell you something. Family planning is very important. Okay? It's very important. Now, kama uko na, like you know the family that I went to meet today, the boy and the girl. The mother and father had 7. Okay? The firstborn never finished school. He's gone off and gotten married. He's not even bothered about the 6 at home. The one who came with his sister, who's 18 and got a C-, believe you me, if she had the books, if she wasn't chased from school, she would have probably got an A or a B. Yeah. And she wants to be a nurse. So I'm taking her to do her Form 4 again. She's going to repeat so that she can go back to her dream of becoming a nurse. So I've already gotten her a place at Moi Girls. She's going to join Form 3 and repeat. But what I want to tell you is sometimes, right, you have to be able to speak the truth with your parents. All right? Okay? You have to. And you have to also not have fear, because one of the problems that we are also having in this country is fathers, uncles, brothers taking advantage of their young girls. All right? So also you have to be able to speak up. If somebody from your family, because when you have sexual abuse and defilement, it's in the family. Okay? Maybe it's the mother's boyfriend, maybe it's the father, because he's drunk alcohol, he thinks he can come home and aribu the girl because the mother's not at home. Maybe it's your bigger brother, maybe it's your neighbor. So if anyone touches you the wrong way, all right? Like today I'm dealing with a girl of 24 who was raped by 2 men, and she knows both of them on Saturday. But she was so scared, she didn't tell her mother till Monday. So the mother took her to Mama Lucy today. And now we're going to report the case today. Rape, defilement has to be reported within 24 hours. Okay? And you don't take a bath when that's happened, because then you destroy the evidence. And we have to catch the culprit so we can lock them up. Are we together? All right? So please, I'm educating you. All right? If already you're having challenges at home, the landlord anafunga mlango, fees haiwezekani. There's a woman who came to my office. She said me niko na watoto 4, hakuna hata mmoja ameenda shule. And then you know what? I looked at her and I told her, sasa uko na 4 hawajaenda shule, hii ni ya nini? Hii ball ni ya nini? Surely. Huh? There's family planning. Huh? There's family planning. And people say, oh, watoto wametoka kwa Mungu. Mother Mary was only one. Ule amepata na Holy Spirit. Hao wengine wanajua vile wanafanya wapate hao watoto. Okay? So you will get a bursary. Put her.
Yes.
And then we give a bursary of 10,000 per student per year. If you do well, I will sponsor you again. Wow. If you do well, and well means I see good grades. Now, Mwalimu, I want to tell you something. In my school, when I was in Form 1 to Form 4, I was becoming number 1, number 2, and I was the head girl and the head prefect and the monitor, all those names. But the school, the standard of the school was very low, very, very low. So because the school standard was low, even with my my first Division 1 and my Division 2, I was actually number 1, number 2, Division 1 all the time. I'm scoring 80, I go home, I show my father, he's happy, my mother is happy. But the standard of the school was so low that when I went to the national exams, I ended up with Division 3. Are we together? So you need to help these kids. Walimu, jokes aside, you need to take these children to another level. You need to figure out alliance wanafanya nini. You need to figure out the good schools. Moi Girls wanafanya nini. You can't, you know, they are a reflection of you as well. So be serious about making them excel. Okay? Be serious. There's no stupid child. All right? There's just a child not given the right opportunity. So work very hard. Find out where the weakness is. Because I'm dyslexic. I could never read and I could never write. Okay? But I still made it with my C plus or C average, I don't remember. For my, at that time it was KCPE. And then Division 3, I still insisted I want to do A levels. I did my A levels and I got 2 principals. I was even called back to teach the history class in my school because they had a shortage of history teachers. At the age of 50, because I wanted to be governor of Nairobi, I went and got a degree at USIU. Okay? So all I want to tell you is that education is important. You have an opportunity to do it now. Do it and do it right.
Are we together? Okay, your turn. Na usiuliza basari, uliza kitu ingine. I cannot hear you. I cannot hear you.
Utoe sauti.
You know, let me tell you. You know, there are so many people. Let me massage. You know, there are so many people who are deaf. You know, have you ever heard of deaf people? Deaf people cannot hear, and some cannot talk as well. Huh? So you are not deaf. You can talk. So use your voice. Yeah. Tell me your name.
My name is Faith Model from North.
So you're in the same class. Tell me something about you.
I may ask you to contribute a lab class.
Sorry?
Contribute
Computer lab. You don't have an ICT? Okay. So yeah, so ICT, yeah? ICT lab. I'll go and see Owalo, the CS, and ask him if we can get an ICT lab here. Sindio?
Yes.
Hata kutuletea ka container tufanye hiyo kazi. So that we can get your voice out, all right? Because it's not coming out. We're going to do something crazy right now, you and I. Okay? All right? We're going to scream. Are you all going to help me to scream? We need to get her voice out. All right, 20. Aya, scream. Scream. Let's go. 1, 2, 3. Practice. All right? Practice. You need to scream. It has to come from here to here to here. All right? Scream. Use your voice. Huh? All right? Because sometimes you will not be heard. All right? You need to be heard. Walimu, please. Wale ambao wana whisper, baka you feel you're deaf. Waambie waanze kuzungumza. Okay? You have to talk. Use your voice. All right? Because if you want to, especially if you want to be a parliamentarian, you need to use your voice. But in life, you have to use your voice. Because if you don't use your voice, somebody will take advantage of you. All right? Unaona sihitaji mic? Huyu sasa utahitaji microphone na booster.